Merci beaucoup, Monsieur le Ministre. Thank you very much. I think the day can be launched right now, and we are starting with the first roundtable. You know that one of the main issues, the main problem that we are working on since the creation of ADAN is the relation with other economic actors, and especially within the banking and finance industry. So we wanted to launch this event to show if there are new relations, if there is a reconciliation between the crypto industry and other banking and financial actors. So to launch this day, I'm welcoming Carole Delorme, Laurent Ovion, Elodie Trevillot, Stéphanie Lheureux, and Perreau. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here, for staying here after the speech from the minister. So here, as Faustine said, we're going to talk about crypto and bank finance reconciliation. And with me, I have Carole Delorme, your managing director at OCBF. It's an independent association gathering professionals in the finance industry. Stéphanie Lheureux, your Chief Product and Innovation Officer at Lemonway. It's a payment solution for marketplaces and crowdfunding platforms. Laurent Ovion, your Head of Project and Innovation at DLPK. It's a group that conceives and distributes financial products to wealth management professionals. And Elodie Trevillot, your Head of Compliance at the Delubac and Company Banque. So thank you again for being here this morning. So I'm going to start just with figures, because according to a recent study from ADAN, 70% of French companies declared they faced difficulties with their banks and 55% with insurance. So what kind of difficulties? Maybe Elodie.
Yes. Actually, we have a lot of prospects which have difficulties to open a simple capital deposit account. You know, in France, to be registered as a company, you need to have first a capital deposit account. And the first difficulties for crypto companies is to open this account in a bank, because most banks are maybe afraid of crypto and blockchain in general. So I think it's the first, from my side, it's the first difficulties for crypto actors in France. Also, they have difficulties in terms of payments, because right now, crypto services cannot work alone. They need to have payment solution, and most of prospects and customers we have today, they say we cannot have like a simple payment card because it's not authorized by the global bank in France. And in terms of insurance, because we have this issue as well as a bank and as a WASP, or virtual asset service provider, we are not able to find an insurance right now to propose our service, because we have crypto services and they don't want to manage crypto risk, because they said crypto is more risky than usual bank services.
Carole, do you have the same difficulty? Did you notice the same things?
Hello, everybody. I think there is some echo, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a bit disturbing.
Is there an ingénieur du son? Can he try to fix that, because it's not very easy to speak. So hi everybody, thank you for the invitation. I'm very thrilled to be here at the second edition of the Crypto Financial Forum. So yes, indeed, there are some difficulties, and as Elodie said, the main difficulties for the French crypto financial industry is to effectively be in a position to open accounts. First for the players, for the enterprises, and for their clients. And we have been effectively, the OCBF, the Office de Coordination Bancaire et Financière, which is an association, a professional association, trade association that has been in place now for 75 years. So I would say that it is more than the blockchain industry. But we have been effectively invited by the ACPR, which is the French supervisor, to participate with other associations to the Financial Innovation Committee led by the ACPR and the IMF, effectively to find solution to effectively push the banks and insurers, I guess, to be more open-minded to the industry. And so there have been recommendations issued by the SCPR, and I think this is effectively, it has had an impact, a very important impact, and the proof is that Banque Delubac now has effectively been in the process, and we were discussing with Elodie, and effectively she received a lot of demands from the industry, from the players of the industry, and from other people that are effectively in need for opening accounts. This will be changed. This will be changed in a very short time. I think that the fact that banks and market players in the banking and in the traditional industry are effectively being involved in a process is very important, and this will change minds, this will change the process.
Laurent, do you hear a bit of reluctance from your partners when they hear the word crypto?
Well, the thing is, everything should be fine. If you read the text, if you listen to the speech, if you take care of the intention of everyone, there should not be any problem everywhere, because we've got all we need, especially in France. We've got regulations, we've got information, everything should be okay. The thing is, I think at the base of everything there's a really problem of understanding, meaning that bankers and life insurance companies, for example, or assets managers, generally speaking, there are a few exceptions, obviously, but generally speaking, they don't really understand what crypto assets, generally speaking, bitcoins, specifically speaking, they don't take the time and to understand what it is really and what it could be and could become. So as those companies are basically risk adverse, if they don't understand, they don't want to go through those kind of process. So I think what is very important for the ecosystem and the economy is to make sure that everyone understands what we are doing, which is the job of Adam, for example, which is a wonderful job to make sure that everyone is understanding each other and what can be done and what will be done. So I kind of agree that it might change, it might be easier time after time, but on the other hand, it could take also a long time because some companies, they don't want to understand. Delubac is doing a very good job. You've got Odo, for example, investing in Carole. So this is the kind of bridges that can accelerate what we are needed, but there will still be, I think, lots of time before it will be something, really useful for everyone to work together and just open an account in a bank or thing like that.
Stéphanie, do you agree with, do you confirm everything that was said?
Yeah, I confirm. And can you hear me well? Does it work? Yeah. If you don't mind, I just have one more thing to add to your first question, in fact. So just to give some perspective from a payment service provider point of view, we are not a bank, we are a payment institution. And as such, we are working with bank to perform the payments and the segregation of flows. And we are facing the same kind of difficulties because each of our platforms or marketplaces have to be onboarded by the banking partner. So we already have a lot of securities token platform, of NFT platform, and we need to work with the banking partner to say, okay, can we onboard them? Can we process the flows of this kind of platform? So this is a discussion that we already have, which is sometimes difficult, and which is even more difficult as we are a European player. In France, we have a regulation. We know how to qualify a security token. It's not the case in every country, and so it's even more difficult when you have to do that in some countries. So in that regard, a European regulation will help, I think, a lot to be able to do that.
Thank you. Carole, have you seen the perception of crypto change in the banking finance industry over the last few years or maybe a few months?
Yes, indeed. I've been in finance now for more than 30 years. I've been trading in markets, in financial markets, in currency markets, interest rate markets. So it's interesting to see how the crypto world has been very important since 5 years. It has been really tackled by specialist experts. And now I would say that, and it is also due to the effort and the role of the ADAN, which now exists for 2 or 3 years, and the role of the ADAN has been really key. And I would say that, plus what has been said by the ministers, the legislation which has been very helpful as well, the role of the supervisor, as I said before, like ACPR and IMF, and I really see a change now for 2-3 years. And I think that we will effectively refer to the survey that has been produced by KPMG and the ADAN in February. It's true that the democratization of the ecosystem of the blockchain has been really very, very important now for 2-3 years. So yes, I do see a real change. Now the government is effectively aware of what has to be done. The minister has effectively precise the axis, and that they will effectively be extremely active, financing, training, and effectively this is something which is effectively very obvious for us. There is a change of perception of the crypto world. The crypto world, which is now maybe a little bit more understood.
Yes, Stéphanie?
Yeah, and to add to that, I think that it has changed a lot in a few years. 4 years ago, financial institutions were more looking into the private permission blockchains, were looking into the security token world more than the crypto asset. And since then, we had the rise of DeFi, we had the Libra, we had this kind of big events, and so it has changed a lot the perception and what we can do with this technology and with the crypto assets.
Yeah, and is it like déjà vu? I mean, we're reliving something that happened with PSD2, the open banking regulation, yeah?
Yes, I think so. I think we are still in an observation phase from the bank, because all decision process are so long in bank because they are risk process, they are compliance process, and most of banks are still in the observation phase, but a good example for me, since we are registered as a virtual assets provider, we receive like 10 requests from banks just to discuss with us to understand what kind of EML monitoring system we put in place, what kind of customer protection system we put in place. So I don't think really a big change tomorrow, but I think crypto and blockchains are tomorrow's finance. And I know that most banks of the place or Paris Place think the same thing, but they are still in an observation process, and they need to start the process to change. You know, it's a management process change, so they are just thinking to launch something. It will take some time, but I think in a few years you will have a lot of banks they will propose like crypto services at the end.
We'll see. Maybe what was, according to each of you, the first signal that you know those two words are reconciliating? It's just the beginning, of course, but yeah, if you have maybe one or two signals, Laurent?
Well, the first thing would be that we speak together. We sit at the same table and we speak about project, not just what are you doing, what could be interesting, but just building some kind of product that could be distribute from in life insurance, for example, banking and things like that. So that's the first interesting point. Second one is regulation is necessarily the scene where it could take place, because if you don't have again a good understanding of the regulation from the bank point of view and insurance company, life insurance company point of view, there won't be anything to build, because there will be real barrier to do so. So it won't happen. So this is very interesting, and you know, maybe 2 years ago, bankers and life insurance company were saying, okay, I don't believe in this. It was just, you know, they were talking about believing. It was not something, you know, analytic. It was not a conviction. It was not fundamental analysis or maybe technical analysis. I don't know. It was just, you know, I think this is not a good thing for my customers. I don't believe in this, so I don't want to expose them. Things are kind of changing, but there's still a lot to do. To make sure that products can be easily distributed from, you know, traditional wealth management companies and things like that. But it's very interesting, and it's really something is happening. It will take a long time again. It's not for this year. It's maybe next year's we will have real innovation and real product from life insurance company, banking, and things like that. But it's that's the fourth point. And the other point very interesting is from the crypto point of view. We do have people interested in traditional wealth management as well. So it's just not one way, and it's also the other. It's not just going from euros to Bitcoin, for example, or crypto assets, generally speaking. There's also people who want to say, okay, now I have kind of interesting wealth in crypto, but it's only crypto. I can spend my crypto all around the world. There is a solution to that. But if I want to diversify my wealth management and my asset, and if I want to come back to euros, this is kind of difficult. And maybe we could talk about this in the next part. But but to answer your question, I think one, we do speak all together to build something. This is very interesting, and we do so because we have a regulation which is quite clear of what is possible to do or not. So now it's just a meaning of, you know, aiming and wanting to do something, and we just need to find the good bankers or life insurance company who wants to do so.
Carole, same thing.
Yes, I just want to come back on the previous question because it's linked with your question was what was the good signal about the ecosystem. I think that we have to put in parallel the rise of the blockchain industry with the rise of the open banking industry. I think that's very important. I think we have had a very important European directive, which was a PSD2, which has had a hugely powerful effect on the financial services industries, driving a wave of fintech startups and forcing banks to transform and innovate in ways that never had before. PSD2 has subsequently opened the market. Previously, and that's very important what I'm going to say, established banks could control their own customers. No one else had an opportunity to provide services to them. And now it's effectively with CSP2, with the opening of accounts, effectively you have stakeholders that can have access to this information. And it has been at the origin of, a lot of fintechs in France, and France FinTech, which is another professional association, is effectively celebrating now the 25 unicorns that are effectively part of their ecosystem. So I think it's paving the way. This example, the example of the PSD2 directive, is paving the way to the blockchain industry. And now that what you said, the regulation is very important. And of course, it is a little bit counterintuitive to the world of blockchain, but at the end of the day, the blockchain industry has to be also regulated for some reasons. And but I think that the good signal is that effectively the regulation has now been effectively accepted, and it is developing, and that's a very good signal for me. It's a very good signal for the industry, for the crypto industry.
Elodie, I guess for you, it's Delubac and company being registered as PSAN, the big signal, right?
Yes, I think for us it was, we really think that crypto and blockchain and tomorrow's finance, it's sure for us. So it was really important to make the first move to be registered as a bank, because we are smaller than most banks in France, and our process decisions are quicker because we don't have a lot of departments, so we are able to take a decision really fast. And it was really important for us to be the first to prove to other banks that it's possible. And I know from a compliance side that in the crypto environment, you have a lot of really powerful, in terms of EML, in terms of compliance, you have a lot of really interesting tools, more powerful than the tool we found in the banking environment in general. And it was really important for us to discuss with our banking partners as well, and to just be able to demonstrate that we are able to have solutions in terms of risk and in terms of compliance. And right now, we have a lot of requests from our banking partners, which are really interested for obtaining more information in terms of crypto, in terms of compliance, because the first feedback we receive, you are totally crazy, because in terms of crypto, every actor or every crypto actor, you are exposed to a huge EML impact. And from my side, in terms of as a head of compliance, I think the tool in terms of EML and customer protection are really more powerful in the crypto environment as in the banking environment. So it was, for me, the first step, and to be the first bank, it was really important.
And what's the second step?
I think right now, because we have this discussion in terms of regulation, in terms of MiCA is really important, but even if MiCA is not perfect, it's a second step for me to have a regulatory environment, because in France we have different kind of customer. You have crypto customers, the first user, they are really comfortable, and you have the original banking customer, which are who are not totally comfortable with, only have they don't want to manage personally their wallet. They want to have an advisor. They want to speak to the banker or advisor. And it's really, really important to have a regulatory environment just to have a proof for customers that everything is managed from a global size.
Stephanie, why do you think those both words can reconciliate, and how can they do that, and what's possible with the two sides? You know?
That's a difficult one. When, I don't know. For sure, you need the regulation to be here for the banks to be able to reconcile. You need as well to have cash. We haven't talked a lot about the cash leg. Should be a stablecoin, a euro stablecoin that could be used widely, or CBDC. So this I don't see that before a few years. And just to go back to the previous question and the side note, there are many signals. In fact, at the beginning, crypto players were funded by crypto, by ICO, by this kind of funds. We can see that cash and fiat is coming into financing and VC. So that's the first signal. Then we saw as well many people working for big banks, leaving these banks to go working for fintechs. That was with PST2. Now they are not living for fintechs. They are living for crypto companies. We have seen that a lot. And if you look into the payment area, especially in US, you have PayPal, who is working on a stablecoin. You have Visa, who is working on layer 2 for stablecoin as well. They have bought some crypto company like Curve for the custody of crypto keys. So you can see that traditional players are really investing a lot into that field for the payment infrastructure.
Laurent, what could reconcile those two words according to you? Is it regulation?
Yeah, we've talked about regulation, but it's I really want to come back and talk about understanding and knowledge. You know, what Elodie said about EML and LCBFT in crypto is, you know, the tools are really powerful. If you want to laundering money, the dumbiest things to do is to use blockchain, whatever the token is. It's because this will be a red flag immediately, and on the other hand, if you have wealth in crypto asset, and if you want to reinvest in euros, you just have to say, okay, 5 years ago I put 1,000 euro in my wallet E. Now I've got 1 million euro in my wallet B, and this is what happened between wallet E and wallet B, and you just have to use ScoreChain is here today. You just have to use this kind of tool, and just to make sure that it's very clear, and there is no doubt about what the customers did with the money. And obviously, if you see that there is a transaction 2 days ago about maybe 900,000 euros, you said, okay, where is this money coming from? So this is this is the kind of thing that you cannot do with crypto. And when you talk with bankers and life insurance company, they do not understand that. They think that the mindset is to say, no, but it's, you know, it's used for criminality operation, etc. I won't go. I won't list all the information that they can give you. So it's just they need to understand that this will help do their business. This is very interesting. And also, the thing is, crypto assets, generally speaking, NFT, Bitcoin, etc., really, they don't really need traditional banking and health insurance. It's not, you know, it's been, you know, walking that path, Bitcoin for now 13 years, and there's no need of banking and things like that. What it could be interesting for bankers and life insurance company to understand, and also assets managers, is that if we use this kind of tools, if we use token, if we really understand the technology and what it can bring to us, there will be a real potential and really very interesting things to do with them. So that's the point. Once again, we are trying at DLPK to build bridges between them and the crypto community. If they don't want to, okay, fair enough, but things will happen. Delubac will still grow and maybe take some share from the market. Maybe they will grow faster than other companies, but the market will still continue to grow, and there will be more and more users year after years. And if bankers and life insurance companies don't want to be part of that, okay, we try. We're trying with them. It's not that easy, but it's our job to do so. We are really confident that we can do something. But if not, never mind. We will do something else.
Carole?
The question is about reconciliation, correct? I would say two things. The first thing is that decentralized finance is the antithesis of the model of centralized institution that hold and control money. It has been created for that. It has been at the origin of the blockchain. Satoshi Nakamoto has been creating the blockchain in order to be out of the system. So it is very important also to note that when I'm talking with young entrepreneurs, they are effectively saying, well, I've been launching my company and I'm very successful because I've been good at engineering and I'm a geek, but they don't know anything about finance. So for me, one step to be reconciling the two worlds is for both the finance to understand what is a technology, and the technology is quite complex. So it's like, it has been said several times, it's like internet. You're using internet without knowing how it works. So we can use effectively blockchain without knowing how it works. Of course, the regulators need to implement some control, but it doesn't effectively, it is not necessary to understand how the blockchain, the private keys or the public keys are effectively entering into the mining process in entering into contact. What I just want to say is that obviously certain institutions may see this as a threat, the fact that blockchain can be a threat, but it is also an opportunity. As centralized financial institutions can take a leading role in using their expertise to facilitate access and onboarding of new users into the evolving decentralized financial system. Blockchain technology also represents a significant technological upgrade and cost reduction mechanism for institutions as well, such as enabling costly audits to be performed instantly and in real time. The biggest systemic risk lies in the lack of clarity on regulation, as these technologies are too often seen not as an opportunity but as a destabilizing threat. The more regulators can empower the development of this technology by regulating with common sense and intelligent frameworks, the more they can be used in a beneficial way to democratize access and usage of finance, while reducing cost and fraud and pushing ahead how we coordinate our economic and financial lives. This is what the Minister, Mr. Perreau, said a few minutes ago. So reconciliation, I do not necessarily agree with you. I think the reconciliation will be made with training of the blockchain actors, blockchain players to know more about how finance, banks, insurance works, and by the role of regulators and supervisors to adapt the regulation system to the blockchain industry. And it's underway. I mean, Elodie is there from Delubac, the Odo BHF group, as you say, Laurent, has been participating to the fundraising of CoinArts very recently together with other funds. So the reconciliation will be there very shortly. I really do think so. I think it's a question of years, of course, but it's underway. And I think that blockchain is certainly the finance, well, the DeFi is certainly the finance of the future. but short-term future.
Stephanie, we talked a lot of topics here. Maybe there's a point about impact, environmental impact. Can it be a reconciliation between those two words?
Yes, that's always a hot topic when you talk about blockchain and the environmental impact, especially today as we see the context and we see as well the pressure on banks and RSE. It's very difficult to say this one. And I think a lot of misunderstanding and confusion as well about the environmental impact. We know that there are different types of protocols. So all of them are not equal when it comes to environmental impact. And even for that, when you're talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum, proof of work in general, there are a lot of green technology or green energy which is used to mine. So it can be an accelerator as well for the transition. And we talked a lot about that last time with Laurent, and I think that's a big topic because there's a reputational risk as the RSE pressure which is there for the banks on that topic.
Laurent, maybe do you have anything prepared for you regarding crypto and I mean DLPK? Do you have any projects regarding crypto?
Oh, yeah, we do.
That can show that, both words can reconcile, of course.
Yes, we do have projects. We want to, we're working with wealth management advisor and they're contacting their customers, and we want to offer product that can be easily on board for customers and easily understand also. So we're working with different companies such as Conhouse, AlphaCap, Arquant, Just Mining. We hope to work with them too, and it's to really make sure that the product is easily understand and easily on board for our customers. And we also are very interested in on the other way to make sure that when you have a lot of cryptos and you want to diversify, you cannot buy a house with crypto. As I said, you can spend your cryptos, but you cannot diversify your wealth management in crypto very easily. So this is the kind of thing that we are working on as well.
And just, I wanted to react on Carole and what she said about the reconciliation. I hope it's going to come soon, but just to make the parallel with PST2 as well, it's a little bit different because PST2 was more about the services layer. You have a lot of fintech coming and adding some added value services on top of the banks. So it's a win-win for everybody at the end, so it helps for the reconciliation. Here we are talking about, I think, a deeper layer, an infrastructure layer, and it's probably more transformative for the banks. So I think it's going to take more time for the reconciliation and be a little bit more complex, involve more change for them.
Elodie, what's next for Delubac and company?
What do you mean
in terms of your projects and maybe white labeling or anything like that?
So our strategy is quite clear right now. So as a virtual asset provider, we want to provide to our existing clients, because we have a lot of requests from our existing clients, custody services, and also to enable them to purchase and sell crypto as they want, because we have private bankings. So it's the first step for us, because, as I say at the beginning, in the crypto environment, you have a lot of different kinds of clients, of customers. You have the original users, and you have the Monsieur Martin or Mr. Martin who want to buy crypto because he's everywhere that crypto is very interesting. It's whole newspaper, so we want them to be able to purchase or sell crypto, and we want them also to be totally aware of all risk. So we will provide crypto services to clients and customers. We want advice, and we want to keep their relationship with their current relationship manager, because, as I say, in France you have different kinds of customers. In France and in the worldwide, you have different customers. Some want to be totally independent and others want to keep their banking relationship.
Okay, thank you. Well, it's already over. Thank you very much for your time and for explaining your visions. And now I'll leave the floor to Faustine.
Thank you, Charlie.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Charlie.